What's good? What's good? What's good, family? Peace and love, peace and blessings. I want this video to be shared. I want this video to be heard. I want this video to be out to the masses because this is raw truth. And I'm going to give you all the raw content that you deservedly need. Please like the video. Please just tune in because on this channel, we're going to talk about the real. Now, old media has been cutting a jig lately. I know most of you know I've never seen so much tap dancing in my life. Now, the Jackson State fans and HBCU fans overall has told you all that they have moved on. They're still disappointed, but they thank Coach Prime for what he has done, know what he is, and appreciate him bringing the spotlight to HBCUs. But it seems like to me, old media is not allowing them to move on. And guess what? When Jackson State hires their new coach, you're going to have, and I'm telling y'all right now, this is going to be the playbook. You're going to have Shines berate Jackson State fans and bring up Deion Sanders when they're not going to be bringing up Deion Sanders. They're going to be bringing up the new coach. I guarantee it. I guarantee you. Trucker D says, we're going to be just fine. I believe so too. On Twitter, I made a post and I said, for those who say Jackson State needs to move on, they'll be moving on, especially when they get their new coach. Because I'm telling you right now, whoever's hired, they're going to celebrate that hire. Nothing changes with Jackson State. Nothing changes with HBCUs. The goal is still the same, to level the playing field. That it doesn't matter what coach goes. The movement of HBCU dominance is not led by one man, but is led by a lot of coaches, especially in the SWAC, MEAC, SEAC, and different conferences. Culture is something that you cannot travel. Culture is ingrained in us. Shout out to Deputy Mario. Peace and blessings, brother. He said, "R guy raw. Y'all get the likes up. Yeah, hit the like button. Share this video if you haven't. This is an early stream. You know me, I don't do early streams like this. But expect more content." Now, Ocean Plug says, "No, don't hire no more NFL stars. The goal is to get a P5 job and they will leave soon as they get an opportunity." I wouldn't totally say no, due to the fact that Jackson State's on a national level and they need some national recruiting. Now, if TC Taylor is a head coach, then you have to get a staff around him. You got to have assistants who can recruit nationally. That's the only thing. Locally, TC, he got that in the bag. But you gotta surround him. If he's a head coach, you have to surround him with assistants who can go to the East Coast, the West Coast, just to make his job a lot easier. But I trust that AD Ashley Robinson's going to hire the right person. JJ the Mime, peace and blessings, my brother. He says, but you can't just hire anybody. I love TC, but man, we need to get it again, man. I understand what you're saying, and that's why it's one of the most talked about things on social media. Think about it. Your head coach just left to the Power 5. But Jackson State is still being talked about. So what does that tell you? That there's still a media presence. There's still a spotlight. And guess what? Next season, people are going to watch Jackson State. Now, people listening now are going to say, but DJ, they don't have Coach Prime no more. How are they going to still talk about Jackson State? I'm going to get to that part. They're going to still talk about Jackson State because they want to see how well they do. Or if they do bad. They're intrigued by it. I saw Colorado fans talking about, man, I can't wait to watch the Celebration Bowl. What? They don't even know the historical significance of Celebration Bowl. They want to tune into it for some reason. The Trucker D says TC will have to sip on lock. He definitely will. Shout out to my brother Coach Simmons, man. Y'all should subscribe to his channel. You talking about one that just for the culture, by the culture. His channel represents that. Jerry Mack, who JSU needs. Will Smith, peace and blessings, brother. He said, someone tells Prime there's crime in Boulder. Well, I'm glad you mentioned that. There's crime everywhere. And to the Jackson State fans, I've been to Jackson. I had a good time there. I was at the Westin down there the last time I went. I wasn't in danger of my life. None of that stuff. This is why I hate the elite media. They sensationalize everything. And most of the media members and these damn phony celebrities, they have never been around Jackson. They have never been around the people there. And I don't want to bring this up, but this is the last time I'm going to even address this part. Deion, he didn't even live in Jackson. He lived in Canton. And if you're not familiar with Mississippi, Canton is a suburb. It's a nice area. But what do I know? Coach Simmons says, I love Fred McNair and Charlie Strong. I do not see Fred McNair only because he's all corn through and through. You know what the funny part about social media? These people are saying the same thing as everyone else. They'll go around and say, quote unquote, they should be thanking him for the program to be relevant for the first time ever, yada, yada, yada. You hear the same thing. Donating for facilities, which is nice, and I thank Deion for that. But it seems like everyone's saying the same shit. And for those who don't know, do you understand that Jackson State has produced more Hall of Famers than anybody else? Any other school in Mississippi, they have produced more Hall of Famers than any other school in Mississippi. I'm going to repeat that again. Jackson State has produced more Hall of Famers than any other school in Mississippi. Top 5 in attendance in the FCS. Stop lying on Jackson State. They're ready to move on. Let them. Same shit. And you go on these shows, and these are call-in shows. I was laughing. I watched the brother, shout out to Jeff Lightly. There was 4 callers that said the same thing. And Jeff Lightly was about to lose it. He's like, come on, man. Y'all saying the same shit. That's my boy right there, Jeff Lightly, man. Shout out to his channel, man. One of the best investigating journalists around, man. He does his work well. And the thing I respect about Jeff Lightly, he's not going to say stuff that's not true. Once he sees it, once he observes it, then he'll say it. And that's why he does what he does well. But that show had me laughing, man. Four straight callers. saying the same bullshit. Deputy Mall says Coach Simmons, man. You gonna make fam you mad about that, brother. Man, peace and blessings to everyone. Someone said Kevin Sumner, Trap House booming. Says I would go after Kevin Summerlin. I like that, Coach Simmons, Mike Mentor. Now, for those who are talking about Mike Mentor and that Mike Mentor would be a okay hire, but not a great hire because he would had a 5 or 6 season. One thing some people don't understand, their quarterback was injured, Malik Williams, and he made the offense. So you can see why they lost the remaining of their games. I saw Campbell play against Jackson State. That was the best team that played against Jackson State when they were healthy. And if Mike Mentor was the head coach, he will give you the top FCS class. He could recruit nationally really good. Former NFL player, he would get his players to the pros. And I believe if Mike Mentor was the coach, he would have the backing and the support at a high level. He will become a better coach if he coaches at Jackson State. That's just what I believe. Deputy Moore says, Raw, they trying to play fantasy football in real life. They all use that word, image. Yep, the same bullshit. JJ says, I think that Cam Newton is a possibility, bro. It could happen. Now, some people are not on board with Cam Newton, but I'll say this. Cam Newton is he's different. He's right out the box. And he will get the recruits. He will get the recruits. Cam Newton is very popular. And this is no shot at Deion Sanders because he's the GOAT. But right now, Cam Newton is more popular with the young athletes than Deion right now. And again, no shot at Deion Sanders. He's a legend. If Jackson State could hire him, make it work, it will be the biggest show on town. Everyone's going to be at Jackson State. Their business is going to be, you thought these past 3 years, 2.5 years really, was something. It's going to go another level, man. I'm telling you right now. Now, the traditionalists, they don't want Cam Newton to coach at Jackson State because he's not a follower. He does things his own way. The way he dresses, the way he talks, the way he walks. Cam Newton is not a go along, get along type of guy. He has what you call a ruling class mentality that I really pray that all our people have. Yeah, they said it's supposed to be an announcement. Now, don't quote me on this. This may not be a head coaching announcement. It could be anything, really. I respect TC, and if he's the head coach, then I think they can make it work as well. But I do agree with people when they say that Jackson State needs a coach that's really going to capture the spotlight. This is Jackson. This is the new Jackson State. This ain't Jackson State years ago. Even though this university has a respected history, it's in the spotlight now. It's in the spotlight. And you got to capture the moment. Now, Big Vic, peace and blessings to you, my brother, says, no famous black coach is going to want to coach at Jackson State because of all the rumors and black folks treated Deion when he loved. It's just, respectfully, brother, I've been seeing that type of talk all through social media. It's the same thing. Everyone's saying the same thing. I'm going to give you the truth, my brother. Deion Sanders, and I hate to repeat myself, but when I see these questions, it's disappointing that I had to repeat myself so many times because people are saying the same thing. I don't know if everyone's copying and pasting the same stuff. Deion Sanders left not because of Jackson State. Deion Sanders left because he wanted to coach in the FBS. He made hints about it this season. He made hints about it in a 60-minute interview. It has nothing to do with the city of Jackson State. That's just a media thing to smear the city and smear the history and smear HBCUs. That's what they're doing. And making excuses. Deion Sanders left because he wanted to coach the FBS. It has nothing to do with crime. I went to Jackson State 3 times. Jackson, Mississippi, that is. Not one time I was afraid of my life. Man, there's violence everywhere. Man, I live in one of the safest cities. I live in Austin, Texas. And if I go to a dark alley at 12 o'clock midnight, something bad can happen. It don't matter if it's a suburb or not. I cannot allow people to diss the city of Jackson, man. I can't allow that, man. Respectfully. And I think it's a cop-out. Because Jackson State gave Deion that opportunity to be the head coach when others didn't. Random Am says Cam will recruit better than Prime. A Hall of Famer, nothing to think about. LOL. This is what you don't understand, my brother. Cam Newton is popular with the young kids right now. Now, Deion Sanders is the GOAT. Don't get me wrong. But Cam Newton is on fire right now with popularity. Ask any recruit about Cam Newton, they'll light up. What he does for 7-on-7s on a national level, if Jackson State gets him, it's over. It's over. They're going to have the number one. They will have you. You heard it here first. If Jackson State gets Cam Newton and puts a staff around them that can let Cam be Cam, they'll have the number one recruiting class again, the FCS, in top 50 in the nation in overall recruiting. Oh, also, for those who are putting rumors out about Jackson State did this and that, if Deion Sanders didn't say it, why are you even mentioning it? This is how sad. And right, the hope he said, click views will make people spread a lie for money. Exactly. Deion Sanders never even said anything about somebody stealing money and stuff. So until he says it, then it's not good to put out information that's not even accurate. People are going with a fake Facebook post of all things. A fake Facebook post. And they went along with it. I took classes on journalism, and what I've known and throughout the years, you don't put things out there unless you do your proper research. But I want to do something right now. I want to. There was this thing that Bomani Jones did on ESPN, talking about the whole situation. And Howard Bryant, I believe, went to an HBCU, and I want to hear what these brothers had to say, and then once they're done saying what they have to say, then I'm gonna chime in. But this is all about education and get a better understanding. No matter what you think about Bomani Jones, he is intelligent, especially Howard Bryant. So these are not idiots. So let me set this up real quick. Make sure to hit the like button. We need 100+ likes. Share the stream if you haven't, because you know I don't do I don't do long streams like this in the morning. So it's pretty. Set it up.
For Metal Arc Media and ESPN. Howard Bryant, what's going on, man?
Good morning. Good morning. How you doing, Bo?
Good, man. Yo, I want to I'm going to talk a little bit about this Deion stuff, you know, as we go in this. But how much can we tell the people about the project you're working on right now?
Virtually nothing.
Nothing at all?
No, we could say something, of course.
I mean, I don't mean details, but like the big thing that you're working on, because I just think it's one of the coolest projects somebody could do.
Yes, I'm working on the date most people don't know exists. July 18th, 1949. Jackie Robinson goes to Washington to testify to the House Un-American Activities Committee against Paul Robeson, who supposedly said that it is inconceivable that Negroes would fight a war for the United States against the Soviet Union. And they brought Jackie in to put Paul Robeson in his place. One of the great moments in history uncovered.
Man, like, one, I encourage people, like the one thing I could suggest is there's a documentary you can find on YouTube about Paul Robeson. I don't remember the title, but it's directed by St. Clair Bourne. I recommend people check that out because Paul Robeson's the baddest man. I cannot imagine how terrifying that big motherfucker was at that time. Like, I'm bigger than this thing comes up. And I did an appearance on CNN last week. And we talked about Jerry Jones. And, you know, I said what I had to say about Jerry Jones. But then they were like, hey, we'd like you to come on again next week, right? Before we have any idea what there is to talk about, we want you to come on next week. I say, cool. Not sure if you guys heard, but I do have a television show to promote, right? So like these are things that over the last few years, I don't really do too many of these appearances anymore, but I got other things to do. Okay, cool. I come in. So they say they want to talk about Deion. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And the question was, is Deion a sellout? And I'm like, well, no, of course not, right? We could do that.
So Bomani Jones put he did a good job of getting the fake noise out of there. He said Deion is not a sellout, but he's going to go with disagreeing with him, which is okay. A lot of people on social media, they're exaggerating the situation. They're saying, well, Jackson State fans are calling him this and that. I don't see them calling him that. The only thing I've seen Jackson State fans disappointed in is preaching a message that's different from what was said. That's all that was about. But instead of looking at what true Jackson State fans are feeling and they're ready to move on, they're ignoring it. They won't let Jackson State fans move on because they want them to feel bad that they lost their coach. That's the truth. Y'all want to know why people are chastising HBCU fans, that Jackson State fans? They want them to suffer. Now, they're going to disagree, but that's the truth. Because I saw Jackson State fans talk about the possibilities of the new coach and excitement. And you see people under the comment section saying they still won't be prime, they still won't be this. Out of nowhere, Colorado fans, bourgeoisie Negroes who are self-haters, in the comment sections saying a bunch of bull crap. That's what's been going on. And I don't care who says otherwise. Peace and blessings to Dope Style Productions for the $10 super chat to help grow the channel out. He said, "What's going to happen with Weidman? If Weidman stays, I think he's staying though. I think he's staying. I could be wrong, but I think he's staying. Uh, and if he stays, he'll finally get utilized. He'll finally get utilized what he once was doing his last year. And I'm excited with Malachi Weidman. There's not a DB in the FCS, not just a SWAC. There's not a DB in the FCS that can stop Malachi Weidman at all. And he will be free. Just, I'm letting y'all know. Now, people are saying Weidman didn't play due to his own actions. That may be true, but if you look at most colleges, there's a lot of kids that get in trouble and that may play. I'm not saying it's fair, but when you have talent, a lot of them, I mean, look at the Miami teams back in the 80s. It didn't matter what they were doing. Jimmy Johnson still played them. Now, all coaches are different. All coaches are not the same. Dill Pickle says, Weidman is nice, but he's losing his quarterback. I believe that Jackson State will find a talented quarterback, especially when this coach is signed. When they hire this new head coach, they're gonna find a quarterback that's talented, that's played against competition, and maybe in the transfer portal. But if you're a quarterback and you want to make a splash and put some good stats, go to Jackson State. The cameras are going to be on you because they want to see how Jackson State does after Deion Sanders. This will be spotlighted. I want to say shout out to a real one, day one supporter. Where you at? Where that brother at? Let me scroll down. Terry in the chat. What's good, my brother? He said, thanks for covering Jackson State and the SWAC, man. Somebody got to do it. And one thing we got to do, we got to talk about more SWAC schools, more MVSU schools, just pretty much all HBCUs. We can't say we love HBCUs and talk about one school. And that's something I got to do better. So expect that from me. We got to spotlight and showcase all HBCUs to level it up. We can't level anything, any playing field, if we don't have all the other schools rise. Big Vic says, I'm sorry to say, but this Jackson State's is not going to be good anymore. They dug themselves, accusations and all. It's the same. Y'all see this stuff right here? This stuff being typed, it's the same stuff people are saying. It's scripted. Nobody knows what's going down. Deion Sanders didn't even say this happened or that happened. And that's the problem. We love gossip. We love gossip. Now, I'm not saying the administration of Jackson is perfect, but I don't know what's going down, and y'all don't know what's going down. And if you want to go by a fake Facebook post, go ahead. But to say that Jackson State's not going to be good anymore, everybody's going to be looking very dumb after this new head coach's side. So if y'all, I'm telling you right now, if you think Jackson State's going to be bad next year, you got another thing coming. You got another thing coming. Shout out to Rock Wayne. He says, seems like people are throwing JSU banned JSU under the bus defending CP Coach Prime. Remember, we wouldn't even be in this if JSU didn't give him the first college job. No P5, group of five. Yep. Dom D pointed out right. Dom D knocked it out the park. He said the main players aren't announcing they are leaving Sunday. That should still win the SWAC. Thank you. Now, a couple of players will leave Deion Sanders, but he's not taking all of the top talent. The brother Ken Clark, who is a JSU alum, who is giving back to JSU more than anybody, who knows people at JSU, he talked about that. They act like everyone who is balling this year is leaving. We know Shadir is going and all the other players are going, but the defense, that's still going to be intact. Trucker D said, I can't wait to hear what they're going to say after a week. Yeah, I can't wait too. World of President, it's the same. Get the likes up, family. Get the likes up. Yeah, don't get mad at me because I'm a fan of HBCUs. I can't help that. It just reminds me of that. I had somebody in the comment section the other day when they said, "Are you going to talk about PWI Colorado?" I said, "Hell no. Yeah, I'll leave it to the other cloud chasers to do it. I ain't doing it." And then they like, "Man, why you hating on Coach Prime?" Wait, so they act like not talking about Colorado is hating on Deion Sanders, which is absolute bullshit. When I was a kid, I grew up an Oklahoma fan. My father, as you all know, went to PV, and when he was a kid, he was raised on rooting for Oklahoma. We never liked Colorado. Why would you think I'm rooting for Colorado because a man left to take another job? Hell no. I'm for the elevation of all HBCUs. That's my main focus right now. And that's the main focus of a lot of brothers and sisters. So that's not hating on the coach for leaving because they want to see their own institutions flourish and want it become a national brand. Both things, that's what people are missing about this whole Deion Sanders going to Colorado. Both things could be true. Yeah, the school could do better, but at the same time, that's not the reason why he left. He left because, and I hate that I had to say this a million times, which is sad. He wanted to coach in the FBS. I know that's a hard pill to swallow for some people, but that's the truth. That Hope says, I want every institution in the SWAC to elevate their game. I want each SWAC team to become competitive. Me too. Yeah, more players will go in the portal, but it won't be as much as people think. It'll be a couple names. It'll probably be like 12 players, which is not bad. Then I thought, it could have been half the roster for most schools. And they'll replace those two. And Jackson State will replace those 10 to 12 players with transfer portal players and high school talent. So Randall Thomas says, if no one knows when it shouldn't be talked about anymore to anyone. Okay, let me read this again. If no one knows, then it shouldn't be talked about to anyone. So let's change and talk about the bright light ahead. Can't keep saying don't talk about JSU, then try to put Prime in his place. I don't think anyone on these comments are trying to put him in his place. But when you have people on here saying dissing the city and just saying utterly just fallacies, people are human beings. They don't want people to disrespect their school, especially if nothing is significant is out about it. But I'm gonna continue what Bomani Jones had to say, and I'm gonna break this video down some more.
But what I didn't expect is that the word sellout would be on the screen the entire time I talk. And that's a lot to ask people who are primarily watching 2 minutes of a 9-minute clip and don't hear the part where I say, no, I don't think he's a sellout, and then get into what the things are that I'm talking about. But they see the 2 minutes and all it says is sellout at the bottom of the screen. And you got people
or they're
like,
at the gym with the volume down.
Right.
Just looking at the word sellout while they're on the elliptical.
Not seeing the question mark at the end, right? And in many cases, what I find to be interesting, not giving your boy any benefit of the doubt. Like, if you don't know who I am and you're unfamiliar with my work, that's one thing. Some of y'all been around for a minute. And I'm like, yo, I think I would have thought that you would pretty readily know and recognize that, no, I ain't going to be the one out here. Like, the term sellout, as I'm saying, I would have taken the Colorado job too. But anyway, I get out there and I say what I have to say. And the response, this is wild, man. I'm not exaggerating. At least it doesn't feel like it. The only thing in my like real public career that I can think of that has gone as viral as this Deion thing has was the Donald Sterling thing in 2014.
More than the t-shirt?
Maybe that. But I'm thinking less like that's easy, right? Like that's just a picture, you know, it just kind of goes out or whatever it is. But in terms of something I was actually saying, this is like the number one that I can recall in getting around. And like looking at the numbers, the last time I checked, we were recording this at 10:15 Eastern time on Wednesday, December the 7th. And that thing had 2.7 million views on the tweets. And that's before we get to the people who like hijacked it and put it up on their own. You know what I mean? God knows if it made it to World Star, who knows what's going on with the reels and the TikToks and all of this stuff, right? It is the most viral thing that I've done. But what's a couple of things have been interesting, and I want to later get into like why it is that this is such a viral topic, because that has been the thing that has shocked me. But not just the bots, but a significant number of people who watched that clip and were like, the white man put you on TV to tear another black man down.
Yeah,
and I'm sitting there. But I'm sitting there, Howard, and I'm like, don't you see these white people on this stage pushing back on me? Like, don't you see Don Lemon pushing back on me? You think the conspiracy was to have me come out here and tear down Deion Sanders when Deion Sanders did what white people in power would absolutely prefer, which is to take someone who is very talented from a black institution and then bring him to a white one, so that the black talent that would go to the black institution and the attention and the money now comes to a white institution. But I'm the one doing the white man's work.
Which
Bomani Jones hit it with the park at that end. That's the last segment on that. He's absolutely right. He's absolutely right. You're mad at Bomani Jones for saying, hey, I'm not mad at Deion Sanders for going to Colorado. But he didn't go to Colorado because of what Jackson State in crime. He went to Colorado because he wanted to elevate himself, quote unquote. And he wants to be in the FBS. He told y'all that. But here's another thing that Bomani spoke about, the pushback. So when Bomani Jones was defending HBCUs, he said white people were getting at him, uppity Negroes was getting at him. And that should tell you something. That should tell you something. And guess what? He also pointed out all that money, all that stuff, that's going to be in the suburbs of Colorado. And that's what these PWIs do. They take what you have best and they try to strip it from you. Luckily, Jackson State is battle tested and has a great athletic AD in Ashley Robinson. He was a self-made man that will hire a coach to keep the train rolling. But that's the sad part about our community. We're throwing trinkets and flashy things at our people. And then we think that that's better than what we have. It's the same folks who talk about we don't need a Celebration Bowl again when the Celebration Bowl produced millions of dollars. When you have the FCS playoffs, the schools get no money. North Dakota State should be getting every single penny off those championships that they've won, not the NCAA. And they got to come off a pocket. And they're multi champions every single year, it seems like. That's not fair. But I tell you one thing, if North Dakota State did something with South Dakota State, like it is with the Celebration Bowl, those schools will get a lot of money that they deserve. You see what I just did there? That was fairness. I talked about another PWI FCS team being treated unfair with the playoff system. So when they hear this video again, they go like, wait, that makes sense, DJ. That's called bringing it all to the table. But if anyone got mad at what Bomani said, they know it's true, but they don't want to hear that right now. They got rose-colored glasses. But DJ, the facilities, it's so nice. It's so lily white. Come on, DJ. Brock Wayne said he spoke truth. Terry in the chat says, I'm thinking Deion used all his 4 and 5-star recruits as leverage to secure a Power 5 job. The talent he's bringing in Colorado will be an immediate impact for the conference. Yeah, that could be true. That's what I think happened. And again, I still appreciate what Deion Sanders did for Jackson State, but truth is truth. You know what's crazy? They ignore the part when we say we appreciate what Deion Sanders has done. And then once we speak truth, then they're defensive. I don't get it. Do you want to hear truth or not? If you look at the recruiting rankings, right, and I mentioned this on a previous stream, I knew something was weird this season in recruiting. Not just recruiting, but like I was questioning, is Deion going to stay or leave? Because I was looking at recruiting. There was a few players committed. Now, if you ain't paying attention to Jackson State when the coach primary, throughout the years, fall season and late fall season, the recruiting numbers were high. And I look on the list, it was about 3 or 4 players the whole time. I said, wait a minute, that's odd. That's when I knew that maybe Deion will probably leave. Let's get the likes up, family. Let's get it to 200 likes. Now, question, do y'all want me to do a call-in show? Let me know in the comment section. Do you want me to do a call-in show to set up the phone calls? Or do you want me to send a link so you could just speak? And I won't show your name or anything. You know what? I'm going to send a link. I do have the system to do a call-in show, but it's going to take me about 15 minutes. So I'm just going to send a link. Now, if you got an opinion about this, here's the link. Now, if you're going to jump on this stream, please be respectful. No buffoonery. No buffoonery. That's all I asked for. I'm Big Jones says, you know how many JSU recruits took tours of some of those facilities or who were better teams than Colorado but believed in what Prime was saying and turned it down? Yeah, that's amazing. Will Smith, I think TC could recruit Mississippi well. I think he got that well. You just if you hire TC, you got to get a bunch of other coaches who could recruit nationally. Jackson State is not no damn what you call it, run in the mill team. Whereas where it's like just simple recruiting and you don't really have to do much. This new Jackson State is it. That's why AD Ashley Robinson, when he put that letter out, what did he say? He said this is a national recruiting search. Finally, a different comment in regards to the situation. Um, says this was about money. This was about the Pac-12 deal. That's a lot different. Now, that could happen. That could be the reason why he left. But really, I just think he wanted to coach in the FBS. Gina W says Deion is pushing for TC as a head coach. If Ashley goes a different direction, does this cause division amongst the players, especially wide receiver? Uh, Ashley Robinson has to do what's best for Jackson State and the future of Jackson State. If some players are, if they don't want to play for Jackson State or HBCU anymore because of a head coach signing that they didn't want, then that means that all that tells me they didn't love Jackson State that much. Because if you love HBCUs, if you love the school that you're going to, then you would trust that the AD will hire a good coach. The future of Jackson State is more important than coaching favorites. Now, if TC is a coach, I would be happy as well because I respect TC as a man, as a real one, and he will be more loyal. But when I think of Jackson State, I'm thinking of big time moves. I'm thinking about the same thing that's been going on. This is not. If this was a couple years ago, then you could get a regular coach. Right now, you gotta get some firepower, man. You gotta get that marquee signing. Will Smith says, yeah, Deion would have taken the job if the match JSU. I think he still would have been. He always wanted to go Power Five. Really, his first choices were when he interviewed for Arkansas and TCU and all those other schools. He wanted to go to the Power Five. They just didn't hire him. Peace and blessings to the sister right here. JSU Tigers 06 said we offered them $3 million. Truth Seeker says JSU needs to be thinking big. TC, I don't think it will dominate. If you got an opinion on the show, don't be afraid to jump in the panel. Here's the link. Give me your opinion. Frank says, JSU needs a coach that can recruit and have connections and resources. That is true. It can't be anybody. Peace and blessings to the sister Amber. Good morning, JSU Tigers. Oh, sis said, yes, ma'am, we did. Sandy just put it in the church organ today. He said JSU cannot, I repeat, can't, and I mean cannot get a regular run-of-the-mill coach. The next coach got to be greater than great. And I truly believe when a coach leaves, they can't really dictate who the school should hire. You left. You left. And I ain't trying to be petty. That's just the reality of the situation. Of course, you know why head coaches be telling schools, you know what, hire this coach and the coaching staff. That'd be great for the kids and stuff like that and blah, blah, blah. You know why they say all that stuff? Because they don't want coaches to eclipse their legacy. You get an Ed Reed or Marshall Falk or a brother that is well connected that could bring talent, and they have a winning season again, they're going to get that love. They're going to get that new love that once was. JSU Tigers 06, you understand, it's nothing personal. It's just this is how coaches are. All coaches are like this. They don't want no coach to eclipse their legacy. Y'all know what I'm talking about. JSU Tigers 06 put a spot on the money right there. She said that's part of Coach Prime's plan. He doesn't want a big hire that will hinder him from pulling recruits or bigger than him. And y'all notice some Jackson State fans, be very careful. Listen to people who are not HBCU fans that are undercover Colorado fans. They're all here talking about, yeah, you should hire somebody within the staff. You should do this regular moves. You see, none of them are talking about doing big time moves. That's why y'all got to listen to the folks that say, hey, we need to hire Ed Reed. We need to hire Ray Lewis. We need to hire somebody big time. That's what y'all need to be hearing right there. Because they don't want you guys to move on. But I'm telling you right now, if this new head coach is box office, you'll get your wish. You'll get your wish and they'll move on. Oh, if they hire, hey sis, if they hire Cam Newton, it's over in recruiting. I said it earlier in this video. If they hire Cam Newton, I don't care what a hater say. They will have a top 50 recruiting class in the whole country, not just FCS. FCS, they'll be number one, but they'll have the top recruiting class in the country. The reason why they don't like Cam Newton is because Cam Newton doesn't go along to get along, and he's not a follower, and he's authentic. He likes himself. He likes how he is. He follows the beat of his own drum. So when a man is not controlled, they don't like it. So we got SB Warden in the building. What's good, my brother?
Hello, can you hear me?
Oh, my sister. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I can hear you.
No, I'm a woman, huh?
Yeah. Sorry for that. Correction. Peace and blessings to you.
Peace and blessings. No problem. I just wanted to be positive because I'm so tired of them tearing down a black man in the public.
Is your mic good, ma'am? Can you hear me? Hey, let me do this. I'll
Mhm.
have y'all just come right back on.
Okay, no
The audio,
problem.
yeah, the audio's going in and out.
Okay, no problem.
Yes, ma'am. JSU Tigers OC says DJ Cam is JSU. We don't follow anyone's beat but JSU. That's why it's a perfect match, believe it or not. That's actually a perfect match. Cam Newton don't give a damn, man. I like that. He gonna dress how you want to dress. He gonna talk how you want to talk, and he's not gonna say things that is just outrageous. Like he ain't gonna. He's very calculated. It's one of those is what it is. Now you're back. Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yes. How you
Oh,
doing today?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Man, I'm blessed and highly favored.
Yes, I was just saying thank you so much for keeping this positive about HB historically black colleges because there's so much negativity going around the situation.
Mm-hmm.
But I just wanted to say it's from two aspects because I'm a positive person, and I believe when a person wants to move on, and then we may be blocking a blessing that's coming to HBCU, on to a Power Five, then he opens the doors for other black colleges, other black coaches to one have a job, but then you know where other black coaches can go in this college football realm. So we have to look at it from that way also.
And
Yeah, and the other part of it is, go ahead.
Yeah, your volume's still cutting in and out, but let me sum everything you set up if you don't mind, my sister. You're pretty much saying that, and tell me if I'm wrong or not. You're pretty much saying that Deion Sanders left because he is trying to open opportunities for black coaches to be in the FBS instead of HBCUs, right? Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that's one standpoint. And then the other standpoint is um, for Jackson State, another black coach to be hired, they can take them to something better, to another 12-0 season.
Yeah, your mic is going off, ma'am. Let me do this again because it's going in and out.
Oh, okay, no problem.
She was very polite, but let's keep it trill and real. Deion Sanders, I hate that I repeat myself, man. You said it wasn't meant to be wrong. Deion Sanders left because Deion Sanders wanted to go FBS. It has none of, but then again, that's bad thinking. Why would you want? Did you hear that right there? Why would you want coaches to leave HBCUs? Why would you want others to turn down the legacy of HBCUs? This is what people are preaching. You're leveling up. I can't believe some people think like this, but then again, I can't. You know what? I thought I'm gonna take over. You know what, Amber? I'm gonna take over the whole show because we was on a roll, man. We was on a roll. We was on a roll. Right, truth seeker. The truth ain't always positive and pretty. You are not lying. And you know what? I wish Deion Sanders well at Colorado. I have no problem with him, but I'm focused on HBCUs. I'm proud of our HBCUs. I'm proud of our universities. I want to see Grambling State be dominant because they're blue blood. If Grambling State's dominant, then that's good for the SWAC. That's good for HBCUs. I want FAMU to continue what they're doing. I want South Carolina State to be dominant. I want North Carolina Central to be dominant. I want many schools to be dominant. Southern, even though they're a rival of Jackson State, when they're good, it's fun. True Secret said, Deion fans don't think he can do no wrong. Cult-like personality effect. That's cult of personality. The cult of personality. I make excuses and hate on HBCUs. I'm the cult of prime personality. I'm a damn fool. He could do no wrong. We follow him. Every word he says, we gonna talk shit. We hate on HBCUs and follow him. I'm a damn fool for that. Shout out to Deion Sanders. It's no hate though, but they say the same shit. And every time they say, I said, let me guess. He gave this much to Jackson State. He did this to Jackson State. Jackson State wouldn't be there without him. Keep going. I tell them all the time, I know what y'all gonna say, man. The cult of prime personality. I need to make a song on that. Little hip-hop beat. We follow him. Every word he says, it is meant from God. But DJ Boss, the media said so. The media said Jackson's not safe. Boss, the media, they're right. They're never wrong, DJ. DJ, you said you went to Jackson. Weren't you fearful for your life? But I went out at night and went clubbing after the game. But DJ, weren't you afraid that you were going to get robbed and mud in Jackson? No, I actually made it home after turning up after the game. They be making up everything, man. You can tell a lot of people have never lived around black folks. It's not, trust me, I want a place to be peaceful and not have too much bullshit going on, but this crime can happen everywhere, man. CH says, okay, DJ, with the vocals, put it on wax. I need to make a whole album about this. He said, which club was it, Raw? It's no, that wasn't Name and Faces. That's not a club, but there was another club I went to. I'm trying to remember the name of it. Hey, I think it begins with a T. Man, I'm trying to remember the name of it, man. They had that DJ was rocking that night. Dude said, I believe it was a script. Hey, I don't know about y'all, but I can't wait for them chrome helmets to go away. That was garbage. I don't like them chrome helmets. S Class Entertainment says, DJ, you actually sound good. You killing me. Hey man, when I was in people, only a few people know this who know me. I was all state in choir back in 09. So singing is my background. Singing is my joy. Right, JJ. I hated those helmets too. What's good? Hello? I think I'm in the background. Hey, make sure you pause. Hello? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Hello?
How you doing? Can you hear me?
Are you talking to me?
Yes. Make sure the video is not playing in the background. It's echoing. Can you hear me now?
Okay, so I just heard myself on the background. I can't hear through my phone, so I'm going to go ahead and leave and try to come back.
Absolutely. You know, maybe it's meant to be. Maybe God is telling me to not answer some of these calls. Because maybe they're going to say the same thing like everybody else. I think the Most High is looking out for me, man. I ain't like them chrome helmets, man. I can't lie to y'all. Right? They ain't gonna talk about that. Crime can happen everywhere. Now they don't play out there in Jacktown, but still, crime happens every single. Y'all just don't know, man. Y'all just don't know. Make sure your connections is good if you're going on the line. Romel Jackson says, I'm here in Atlanta, and the crime is just here too. Be careful in Atlanta during the Celebration Bowl. Crime is everywhere. Hey, JJ says, I wish we had some black helmets though. Oh, that would look nice. With that JSU block. Woo, man. I'm telling you, I wouldn't be surprised if the new coach will add some new swagger to these uniforms. I think it was Johnny T's. I don't know. But they this one club I was at, man, had some beautiful sisters, man. I had a good time. JSU Tigers 06 says they don't want to talk about those mass shootings in Colorado. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's one thing we don't have to worry about the black community. It ain't perfect, but at least we don't have no crazy psycho doing multiple homicides around here. It was in downtown, Kimmy. It wasn't downtown because I was in the Weston, and it was like 9 minutes down the street walking. Yeah, that probably no. It was trios. Ding ding ding. That's what it was. It was trios. Yeah, it was trio. That was after the that was at the Jackson State versus Grambling game. And thank God for Lyft because I had a lot of drinks. I don't even drink that much, but that night it was a celebration. JJ says, man, Raw, I think JSU got a good hire coming. My gut has been giving me a feeling. I think JSU is going to pick up where they left off. I think so too. I think so too. And I just hope y'all don't listen to some of these negative energy folks, man. They don't want Jackson State to get that limelight again because they're self-haters. So you can't really convince a self-hater. They don't want HBCUs to be the top of its game. That's why they try to give like regular coaches and all this crap, man. No, you go get the top dogs, man. And then here's the dumbest thing I heard. Y'all want to hear the dumbest thing I heard about the coaching search? I heard someone say that Jackson State won't hire a good coach because Jackson State fans were mad how Deion Sanders left. Come on, are you serious? Any fan base will be mad when their coach leaves, especially after a championship game. That's normal. But if TC is hired, I think TC will have the players back, like some of the top dogs back on this team. Not everybody, because they will go to Colorado, but just enough to win the SWAC. But the SWAC, I've been saying this for a while. The SWAC will be challenging next year. I believe most SWAC coaches will navigate the portal well. And if you're a losing team in the SWAC this past year, you better go in the portal like crazy. When Arkansas Pine Bluff didn't get enough portal players, I was telling myself, why in the hell are they not doing that? I remember the coach, I forgot his name, the head coach of Arkansas Pine Bluff, the former coach, was saying we develop high school talent. I love it, but if you ain't winning, you need to be in the portal. You need to go in the portal and get some dogs. So I'm for high school talent, but if you lose it, you definitely need to go to the portal. Because if Arkansas Pine Bluff had 10 or 15 new players from the portal that went D1, guess what? Arkansas Pine Bluff would have had an above 500 season with Skylar Perry. Tell me if I'm lying, family. Let me know if I'm lying. If Arkansas Pine Bluff got 10 to 15 FBS transfers with Skylar Perry last year, if they would have done that, they would have been above 500 in their record. Now, I know they're going to tell me, but what about Alabama A&M? Alabama A&M didn't have a quarterback. That's why it didn't work. Mr. Beam says the only reason, and this is on the private comment, I think he was trying to get on the show. Yeah, make sure your connection is good, my brother. Says the only reason that he recommended TC is just in case JSU continued to have success, he would still be getting credit for it. Nope, we need a fresh new coach and a guy that can bring as much exposure to HBCU. Hopefully the new guy, new message is authentic. Hey, Mr. Beam, if you could get your connection back, we would love to hear your voice on this subject because you seem like a forward thinker. I'm telling y'all, Jackson State fans just want to move on and they want to embrace this new coach. They don't want to be settled for ordinary crap. Do you think that's fair, family? That Colorado could get new things and move up and get the blessings, but not Jackson State? This is why I said that Jackson State got to worry about Jackson State. HBCUs got to worry about HBCUs. We can't be worrying about what this coach is doing and that. We thank any coach that's helped HBCUs and you move on. Truth Seeker says, I agree. So many great players in the portal. Most high school players need a year or two to get that body and confidence. Will Smith says, I don't, not like I care much, but Colorado is a Nike school and Deion is Under Armour. So if you notice, many of the coaches Deion has hired is Under Armour as well. That's an interesting take. Jay Johnson, let it be. JJ, let it be known he don't want no internal hires. I've been around football all my life, brother. My younger brother played D1 football. And I'm telling you, when these coaches leave, they always tell the administration when they leave, okay, I'm leaving. But also, can you hire somebody on my staff to continue my legacy? Well, they don't say continue my legacy, but they hint on that. If Jackson State hires a coach that's not within the staff, the JSU fans will give the credit to the new coach. They don't care what will happen. They will always give the credit to the new coach. I'm letting y'all know before it starts. Simply beautiful. Peace and blessings to you. Says the administration was loved by Prime and his entire family. So all you need to put a cap on that lie. Yes, we are moving on. Trust. Again, what did I say earlier in this video? Don't say stuff unless it's really factual. And simply beautiful. You put it into words excellent. Thank you for that, my sister. Hustle Card says they will talk about JSU admin, but don't understand that they have a job to do as well. They have to stay compliance with safe and federal government. So if they gave pushback, it was probably like that. Will Smith says, I agree. New coach need to get their own team. It might be okay to keep one or two. Shout out to Ron C. He said, what's up, everyone? Let's go, JSU. Rep your school, man. Even if you're not a JSU fan, rep your school. Whether it's Southern, FAMU, you name it, rep your school. Y'all got to rep y'all schools, man. Will Smith, this is how you move on. You don't want to know how you move on? You do what Will Smith said. We need to give the coach 110% support. So whatever this new coach needs, assist him with it. If he needs a new equipment, make sure that happens. If he needs some tools to help recruit 4 and a potential 5 stars, help him out. If he needs a media team, help him out. Hey, Coach Simmons, he said OG Ron C made some fire mix tapes in Houston, no doubt. Jew City Legends, peace and blessings. Said JSU rocks the house. We got BSU in the house. Rep your schools, man. Rep your school. Hey, Simply Beautiful. We all do that. When we're listening to podcasts and we're at work, we have the most typos. I promise, man. I be typing so many things, man. I'm like, man, I can't believe I typed that. Hey, family, y'all let me know. Do y'all like these morning streams that I'm doing? If so, man, I'll do more. And matter of fact, I was going to start at 5 o'clock in the morning if I had to. I could have. But I had to think what to talk about. Shout out to the Pope B. Frank, man. Hey, bro, you're almost to 1,000 subs, man. I'm proud of you. I'm happy for your success. and the Pope has always supported RawTruth Media. One thing about Pope, he is not a follower, and I respect him. And one of the real ones. Subscribe to his channel if you haven't. Let's get him to 1,000 subs so his channel can be monetized, so YouTube can't take away his credit. And you know how YouTube be. So subscribe to the Pope. The Pope said nobody going to HBCUs anymore. Oh no. The movement is on, my brother. When Grambling State is recruiting really well right now. FAMU is always recruiting well. Southern has got a couple players. Jackson State has been given a lot of offers to a lot of people. So the move, not one man can stop a movement. And I'm excited to see what's next. Trust me, when it's hard to set, it's, it's gonna be a celebration up in here, man. He's the Pope says, much love to you, my brother, man. Ron C says we need to go to Atlanta on one accord, get a championship, and keep it moving because we are the I love. Yes. Someone messages. I remember someone said that I made a stream and somebody was like, should Coach Prime, should Deion coach the game? He has to coach the game because if Deion doesn't coach the game, he's not gonna let Shadir play because of ego. He's not gonna do that. So just in the process of moving on, let's make it about the athletes that are playing. Let's celebrate the athletes because the players couldn't celebrate in a SWAC championship game because of all that news. And I felt real bad for them. I truly did. So, yeah, I love the morning streams too, Bo. Yeah, the next time I'm gonna put a call-in show next time we do the morning show. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I may have to get up early on that one, but let's make this a rare occurrence. Ron C says, you are right, DJ. We could use him in that game, seriously. Yeah. Oh, word, bro? Hey, man, that'd be dope, Pope. That'd be dope, man. The good thing about morning streams, you get some coffee, eat you a light meal, good to go. You definitely got to get coffee before anybody does a stream. You get that morning voice. Right, Pope? Be ready to cook early. Yeah, man, hit the like button. It's free. That's the best way to support the channel. Hit the like button. If you want to donate to the channel to help this channel grow so we can do more streams and do more videos, here's the Cash App on the screen. I don't care if it's $1. All support is good support. Hey, Bodie says, let's not forget the Boom got something to say in 2 weeks. I cannot wait. Shout out to the bands, man. Shout out to the Sonic Boom. And when I went to the Jackson State games that I went to, they're as good as advertised. Finley says, please tell the Rick stop posting about Deion. A great YouTube channel that I recommend everyone to subscribe to is Ken Clark at 1400 and Tiger Talk with the 1400 Club, because they're pro JSU player and they're going to post things and opinions and everything about JSU. And it's all about the players. Going forward with HBCU media, especially Jackson State media, what they got to do going forward is make it about the team and nothing else. You got to make it about the team. And a lot of folks, it seemed like they just fixated on Colorado and all that stuff. And that's their prerogative. But the Jackson State fans I've talked to, they don't want to hear about, the past. They want to go forward with the future for better success. Oh, also, do not boo the coach, man. Do not boo the coach. Don't do that. Just root for the players. Right, JSU Tigers 06. Just root for the players. Keep it about the players. Don't worry about everybody else. Keep it about the players. I made it up in my mind that Celebration Bowl, I'm going to celebrate the players. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to worry about no coaches, none of that. That doesn't even matter to me. I'm worried about the players have a good time in that game, play their all, and we celebrate excellence for both teams, North Carolina Central as well. Right. Cedric Walker, excellent. He said, we're over it. We created history. We're on a mission moving forward. Shout out to my dog, A Payne the Savage, man. He said, DJ, what's good, my brother? Peace and blessings. Hey, A Payne, the basketball streams are coming. I may do one tonight, man. What do you think about doing? Wait, do your Wizards play tonight? I got to do a Wizards stream, man. I got to check that team out. Hey, someone messaged me on Twitter. It said how the tone changed since the okie doke, because my title is Jackson State's ready to move on, and it's time to put a spotlight to all HBCUs. Where's the lie? But these people just love hearing themselves talk. Boy, there's some weirdos, man. There are some weirdos. Shout out to HBC Band Talk. Yeah, he said we're ready to move on. It's S-Class Entertainment says about the 2022 team. They deserve to be celebrated. Celebration mode, yeah. A-Pain Savage says, I'm ready. We've been baking as of late, but took some bad losses. But initially, we're going to hit the playoff. Hey, Kristaps Porzingis with Kuzma and company, and Bradley Beal, that's a fun team, man. That's a fun team. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that later on. James Houston is balling hard. Keep pushing James Houston. James Houston is one of the rookie sack leaders. I think he's number 2 or 3 or 1, and he only played 2 games. He's only played 2 games. James Houston has more sacks than players that were drafted ahead of him. Think about that. But I want to thank everyone for their love, their joy, the energy this morning was fantastic. And the bond, the discussion that we kept moving forward as a whole. It's about HBCUs. It's about our community celebrating Black excellence. Jackson State's, they're ready to move forward. Old media, please allow them to move forward. Stop chastising them and hating on their city and throwing shots at their city because you want to defend something so much. Let them be. Let them enjoy their new coach that they're going to hire because they're going to be ready to move on. And congratulations, and this made my day right here. I'm so happy for Brittany Griner. She's free. This should be talked about. Mr. Hines says JSU will be fine. They got depth no matter what. Who lead the portal? That's what no one's talking about. Terry in the chat says the media never said nothing about the crime rate for 3 years. Prime was in Jackson, Mississippi. Yup. They weren't making no hit pieces, no none of that. There was the only time that one time the boombox got stolen, but besides that, national media wasn't. They weren't putting hit pieces like this until he left. Shout out to Atina for the $20 super chat to help grow the channel. It says great live this morning. Rise JSU, keep rising. Yes, JSU is gonna rise, man. I'm so happy right now. I love my people so much. I love the unity. I'm happy for Brittany Griner. She could go home to her family and her loved ones. This is what we should be talking about. We got to get rid of this dark energy. We got to show love to each other. We got to, if you're a content creator, we got to shout out people more. Brothers like the Pope, Coach Simmons, and many more, I shout their channels out all the time because I don't see competition. I see unity. And when the Pope gets to 1,000 subs, and then Coach Simmons gets to 10,000 subs, and 1400 Club gets to 10,000 subs, and many more, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna celebrate. I'm gonna celebrate because this is what it's all about. Right, A-Pain. Glad she's home. Yeah, it was a bad trade, but I'm just glad she's home. Lastly, I've been to Jackson State 3 times, and you know what? I love the air of Jackson. Wink, wink. I love the fresh air in Jackson. Wink, wink. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Don't think I didn't hear what that business manager said. I'm going to leave that alone. I love the city of Jackson. I love the air, quote unquote. They always show me love in that city. So I'm going to be going to the games next year. And I'm telling you, the media, they've been pissing off Jackson State fans so much. I've seen countless of people saying, we're going to go to the game tenfold. Don't be surprised if all the home games are packed out. JJ said, make a prediction on the coach. You want to give me a try? No, I ain't making no. It can either go many ways. It can either go TC Taylor or I wouldn't be surprised with Cam Newton for shock value. I would not be surprised about it. Gita said she was happy to smell white folks. Yeah, Jeff Lightly had a blast, man. Hey, man, that's the brother right there. Terry in the chat said, haha, I used to talk to a woman that stayed in Jackson. They got fine ones there, fine country thick one. I'm telling you, man, Jackson, Mississippi, the women out there are just so beautiful, especially the independent working woman. They got their own thing, man. They know they bad. They know they got it going on, man. The confidence is radiating. I will go back to Jackson. Just let me know. look at Amber. She laughing. Hey, I'm just giving the sisters credit, man. Mike mentioned for Campbell, that would be an underrated one. I let him know. I'm telling you. Terry said the air is great in Jackson. Wink, wink. Hey, she better. If that business partner is at the Celebration Bowl, I don't know. Oh man, I said there's two people that can't be at the celebration. They could go to the Celebration Bowl all they want, but they're not going to get a good reaction. I'm just telling y'all that. It's the business partner and Barstool. Those people, if they're in the Celebration Bowl, man, I don't know what to say. Oh, heck no, AP. Heck no. Hell no. Coach Simmons says Coach Walker, the next head coach. Hey, that'd be dope. Coach Walker, the next head coach of Jackson State. And he has some discipline out there. You a fool, AP. You are a fool, man. Y'all actually watched that show, man? I watched season 1 of P-Valley and stopped. I couldn't watch season 2, man. That show too weird to me. We read some more. I was gonna leave early, but these comments are getting better. It's funny. Every time I'm about to leave, the comments get better, and it forces me to stay because I'm having a good time. CA says they're going to be there. Everyone going there. Clyde says, shout out to Clyde Marshall. He said, morning. This too shall pass. And when I hear that quote, it reminds me of the Honorable Coach Joe, who usually joins me on the streams for basketball content. Every time there's adversity or something bleak it's going on, he always say, and this too shall pass. He said, we played Campbell in October and met with Colorado October. If it's Mike Mentor will have a recruiting class of epic proportions. And Mike Mentor is a good man. I can assure you, Mike Mentor is a good man. Right, as class P-Valley is discussing, man. The only thing good about P-Valley is Mercedes. I did like seeing her, but that was about it. But after season 1, I couldn't watch the rest of the P-Valley show, man. Gina says, Jess, you should auction off those red promises with memorabilia to make money. Hey, that's Gina. That's a genius idea, and it's not a slight to Prime, but this is actually smart. Jackson State will make a lot of money selling off those seats for memorabilia. Because the most important part, you want to make sure the new coach has his own identity. You got to respect the new coach. Because I would hate to be a head coach and I can't even have my own structure, my own way of doing things as a coach. Oh yeah, Coach Joe been working. We're gonna get him on the stream, my brother. Now that I'm doing streams more and my schedule is opening up, expect more streams with Coach Joe. I'm gonna talk to him today, see if we can do some more. Because he ain't gonna sugarcoat a damn thing. hey, that's a fair trade-off. Trade-off with Colorado. As long as they pay up, I'm good with it. No, that's a good idea, Gina. So Colorado, since you want everything that Jackson State have, you can pay some big money for those red VIP seats, those prime seats, for a good price. Fair deal. Some more. Cedric says, I'm wondering, will he have Colorado faithful make sure they reference him as Coach Prime like he did, make sure he did with us? That's interesting. Since they're a bunch of non-melanated folks, he may not even do that. To be honest, I think Deion Sanders, he'll be more cautious. Let's say that he don't want to burn no bridges with them folks. So I doubt it. Shelton Jefferson says, take them. Please take them. Amber says, no, they already called him Neon Dion and everything. Man, I sell them jokers and make big money off that. Like, you know what? Colorado, since you took our coach, let's have you pay for these prime seats for memorabilia. Peace offering. Shout out to Malik Woody. He said, what do you think about Jimmy Smith as the next head coach? He's a Jackson State alum and Hall of Famer. That's underrated. Jimmy Smith is a legend, man. And that would be dope, too. And he will be more loyal to Jackson State because he's an alumnus there, and he knows Jackson in and out. He has a love for the city. And what he says is word is bond, what he says. And I think that'd be another underrated choice. I think Marshall Faulk would be a splendid choice because Marshall Faulk is a Hall of Famer, and he has one of the highest football IQs around. NFL Network has stated that in the film room, in the whiteboard, we call it, Marshall Faulk is elite. And Marshall Faulk has interviewed for Southern. What I heard, and this is just hearsay, is that Southern, the reason why they hired Dooley, because Dooley was proven and they didn't want a celebrity coach. They kept talking about they don't want to be like Jackson State. They don't want to hire celebrity coaches. That's why they didn't hire Marshall Faulk. But I believe when Marshall Faulk gets a chance to coach, y'all going to see what I'm talking about. Right, Cedric. The real ones know. Marshall Faulk, he said this. Marshall Faulk should be our next head coach. His X's and O's are impeccable. No one's talking about this. LaDainian Tomlinson, LT, Texas legend, by the way, was at the JSU campus yesterday. I heard about it. I don't. Yeah, he gave a motivation speech to the basketball team, but who knows? Douglas says Marshall Faulk isn't as flashy as Prime. He may not be as flashy as Prime, but he will recruit well and he will coach well. And he's very humble. Marshall Faulk is one of those people, if you had a beer and y'all just want to chat, he will chat with you. He don't care if you're a star. He don't care if you're a celebrity. You could chop it up with Marshall Faulk. He seems like one of those people. But he's very intelligent. A. Payton the Savage says, I'm just going to say it, this crab in the barrel mentality, this first coach to take a Power 5 job, a number of players at JSU are upset like black folks. And I get what you're saying. I know people are disappointed. I like to separate JSU fans, HBCU fans from the regular ones who are mad. The JSU fans, they're disappointed how things ended out, but they thank him for what he did, and they just want to move on. But yeah, I wish, and you heard it earlier in the show, I wish Prime nothing but the success. I know he's going to recruit well. I know he's going to bring excitement to Colorado, and they probably will go to a bowl game, probably 6-6. And I know people are like 6-6. That's not. Well, they were 1-11 last year. and they have a tough schedule. You got TCU opening out, and then you have Nebraska the next week. And then at the end of the year, you have a stretch with Oregon, Washington, USC, UCLA. That's tough. So Colorado will have to steal one of those games. JJ said, Raw, I noticed the players as can be right now. Yep. They probably know the hire right now. I wouldn't be surprised if they know the hire. A-Pain7 says it's bad. This is bad. Now the JSU coach won't be able to leave or sell out now. It's a lose-lose. As long as the coach is authentic about their plans, let's say Jackson State gets Cam Newton, and Cam Newton stays for 2 to 3 years, but Cam Newton didn't promise anything. Let's say if Cam Newton just said, I'm weighing my options, but I love Jackson State, and as long as I'm here, we're going to bring in a winner. And this is all hypothetical, by the way. And let's say Cam Newton has success, it leaves Jackson State in a great place. Jackson State fans will not be mad if he goes to FBS, because the intentions were there. See, there's levels to this. Everyone's missing the point. Communication is so important in the messages you show. Shout out to Hoop Jargon Media Network. Make sure to subscribe to his channel. Hey, brother, I'm doing more streams, man. I did an early stream today. Right. Douglas Lamb said, that's what I want outsiders to understand. And I'm trying to educate them on the mindset of HBCU fans and Jackson State fans. As long as you let them know your true intentions, if you leave them at a good spot and nothing, and the communication was not received a different way, they will be cool. I tell you, if this next coach doesn't promise anything and has a great season and goes to the FBS, you won't have a single JSU fan complain. JJ said, those players know something we don't, Raw. I can't see them being this happy, and he's about to leave. They know. Yeah, I think they know too. Shelton says, I love the JSU logo you have posted. I need that hoodie. Yeah. Hey, let me show that again. That JSU logo, they at the opening game, you need to have that Wakanda Forever JSU logo for just for shirts and stuff like that. That right there, that's gonna bring people together. That merch will sell out. Gina says PWIs do not view Prime as an HBCU coach. They see him as a celebrity coach, and it will not help other HBCU coaches unless Dancy or Hart is on the staff get recognition. It's the shine is on Coach Prime, no chance. Shout out to Eddie D. He said, need to keep TC Taylor. Keep the band. He said, stop going after name brand. Look at Graham. Look at Tennessee State. It's all about getting the right coach. Some celebrity coaches can pan out. Some cannot. Some can. And as for Hugh Jackson had a young team and was finding out their identity. I think Grambling will have a better season next year. This past year for Grambling State was pretty much like Jackson State Coach Prime's first year in the spring. JJ said possibly copyright infringement. I don't think it will be if they communicate. You got to communicate with the with the logo designers and get waivers. And these people who are celebrities claim they support HBCUs. If they support HBCUs, they will allow JSU to have that logo and printed shirts. Who Jargon says good comparison. I've always said that. I said when I went to the Grambling State game, I told Grambling fans because we was all staying at the Westin, and they were like, "Man, Raw, I like your videos, and what do you think about Grambling?" And I said, "Grambling, this is pretty much this is like Deion Sanders' first year with Jackson in the spring. He's trying to find his players, and look at Grambling's recruiting. They get some dogs, man. That team will not look the same next year." Shout out to GS Everything. GSU. He said Graham going to be good. Grambling's going to be good. I'm saying it now before everyone's shocked. And when they see those three monster running backs killing it. And here's the thing. The only thing Grambling State did not do, they should have kept being creative with the runs and ran the ball more. Their three running backs averages 6+ yards per carry combined average. I kid you not. Maurice Washington averages 8.9 yards per carry. And then the other running backs average 5+ yards per carry. They're going to be good, man. Hey, Dom D, who you talking about? Oh, he says, if Cam comes and leaves, why is it okay for him? Let me explain it again, my brother. If Cam Newton goes to Jackson State and doesn't promise anything to Jackson State and doesn't say God sent him there to Jackson State to help, if Cam Newton remains himself and doesn't promise anything, Jackson State fans will not be mad if he leaves 2 to 3 years. If he's again, you got to play the game well. That's all I'm talking about. Authenticity. That's all it is. Well, you're right on that, Hoop Jargon. I'm just saying from the Jackson State perspective. Don't come. I've seen Jackson State fans said they don't want coach. They don't want a preaching coach because of this recent situation. But yeah, they understand. They're not even. But I blame national media for this because they're trying to make it like they're mad because of he left a new job. They know that coaches leave for jobs. Right, Gia? This is a Grambling fan. This is a Grambling fan, and he understands. And it's sad that I keep having to repeat myself and repeat myself and repeat myself. All you have to do is not make promises and use God in those promises. He said, please stop talking about God in the Bible Belt region. If you're not about that life to people that hold their faith strong to the Bible, that's all you have to do. Yeah, the guy, you see what I'm saying? That was the only thing. If Deion Sanders never said what he said in the beginning press conference like that, nobody would be mad. Okay, Mr. Ream, the Ream Beam 9, brother, you finally on. Thank God. I saw you trying to get the connection. Hey, Mr. Ream.
How you doing?
Good. I hear myself in the background.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna let you talk.
I'm trying to see if I can get it filed.
Yeah, it's delayed.
Okay. I'm from Jackson, Mississippi. And so I would just want to give my reasons, why I feel that we are mad, or we aren't mad, but more of hurt, because you know, he brought 60 Minutes in, he brought the college game day show here, and he lured, you know, luring all the high star talent. But it all feel like a big scheme to, you know, marketing to the PWIs to show, you know, look what I'm able to do at this crappy school. Imagine what I can do at y'all fine institutions. Well, in fact, you know, his original message was about, you know, getting our black players back to the you know, our institutions, so we can level the playing field. But you know, that's one of the main reasons why, you know, people talk about our, you know, JSU, but
Hey, your audio went in and out, brother. Oh, he's about to go in. That was a great point, the Pope. That was a great point. Shout out to GS Everything for the $10 super chat to help grow this channel out. He said, keep up the great work, my brother. Hey, be on the lookout for more Grambling State videos. I like what they're doing in recruiting. I'm going to chime in on that. But, you know, Grambling always showed me love, man. Man, he was about to cook. Brother, can you hear me? Man, Mr. Reed, man, he was I hate when that happens, when they about to cook and then the audio cuts off. Like, damn. Shout out to Be Fresh. Peace and blessings, my brother. He said, it's funny how they was calling us J-State alums and fans primettes, but they already wearing CU gear. Hilarious. Yeah, the ones that were hating on Deion Sanders now are fans of Deion Sanders. But it just showed their intentions. They just hated on JSU. It's fake, man. It's all fake, bro. And here's another stuff. I think if Colorado has a great year, Deion will be going to the SEC. I'm calling it now. Within 2 to 3 years, if they have a great year, he's definitely going to the SEC. If not the SEC, Florida State, if something bad happens. But yeah. Hey, Mr. Rain, you hear me?
hello.
Yeah, man, you was making some points, man, and the audio cut off.
I'm sorry. I don't know if it's still echoing, but I was saying, you know, they talk about JSU culture, but he was using our the atmosphere, you know, when they were bringing them for the what there was the you know, he bring out the recruits to the homecomings and stuff, like Travis Hunter. He said, you know, that's one of the main reasons he pulled them. You know, he know, when he said, he was like, why y'all gonna allow me to bring, you know, Travis Hunter to this, to something like this special. But what I'm saying is, you know, he was saying, you know, he felt like everything he was doing now was just a big marketing scheme to show the PWIs, look what I can do at this institution with the low budget, imagine what I can do for y'all. And because, you know, at first he was saying his original message was, you know, we go pull all our black kings, you know, we can come back to our own institution and do our own thing, you know, because we the real talent. But now it just seems like, you know, then he was saying it was God's calling. He was building himself up for, you know, to be some type of Messiah. If he would have never said no, you know, no stuff like that, he would just came in and been like, you know, I appreciate y'all JSU for giving me a chance when no one else did. And my original plans are to level up, you know, to go to a PWI and possibly the NFL. But while I'm here, we go get these championships. Then we would be okay. But now, don't be yourself as a Messiah, you know, for a black movement or something. Then, you know, take our black players away. Now you go to the PWI, and you feel like we don't supposed to be hurt because of this. We hurt.
Y'all hear this?
Mad, but hurt.
Y'all hear this right there? That's exactly why JSU fans were disappointed. It's so simple. But, you know, in respect to Deion Sanders, he's a GOAT. Best cornerback of all time. But, you know, he's prime time. So when he go on these press conferences, it gets a little preachy and exaggerate a little bit. And all this new coach, whoever's hired, all they have to do is set the record straight on their plans. And HBCU fans, Jackson State fans will be like, okay, this person may not be here for 4 years, but that's okay. At least they kept it real with us so we could prepare emotionally. So we could be ahead of the game in recruiting and hiring a new coach. That's all you got to do. It's not rocket science. Man, this media out here, they're complicating the issue too damn much, talking about some damn ungrateful and not, man, they're grateful. They're always thinking Deion. They just want to move on and celebrate this new coach who wants to continue the mission of leveling the playing field and domination. That's all that's about. Even if that is true, Tally 90, that's not the reason why Deion left. Deion left because he had aspirations to go to the FBS. Because if it's if it's that way, I'm gonna talk about an FBS team that's in the hood, University of Houston, next to Third Ward. You think the coach is gonna leave because it's next to Third Ward? There's a ghetto everywhere. There's crime everywhere. It's not. Again, we keep mixing truth and not sticking to the point. No, Deion Sanders, I don't know the man personally, but I'm sure he was safe and secured. In Canton, Mississippi. I'm sure there's not too much crime rate in Canton, Mississippi, where he was living. So y'all could miss me with that. Yeah, still happens at every school, man. University of Memphis is in the hood. You said Brother Raw is going to continue to miss the issue because it doesn't fit the narrative. I said both things could be true, but that's not the main reason. Where's the lie in that? What I just said. Now, family, is that a lie? We got hoop jargon in the bill. Hoop jargon, what's good, my brother?
DJ, what's up, man?
Man, I'm doing good, man. How you doing, my brother?
Good, man. Hey, I was listening to quite a few content creators this morning, and everything was boring. Then I saw your stream, and then it's been the most entertaining thing I've been listening to all morning. So, good job on that, my brother.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man. One more thing, man. We gotta talk about PV more. If you're a Prairie View A&M fan, don't be afraid to inbox both of us on videos you want us to make about Prairie View A&M. Now, if we make the video, share the video now.
For real though.
Both ways, because they keep telling us, man, you don't talk about our school. You know, if you share the video, we do that.
Yeah, because most people don't realize. I mean, most people not content creators, so I don't expect people to know how it goes on our end. But me and DJ come a long way. We used to make like videos on Skype and then record it and then just paste it. It just no production value whatsoever.
Man, those good old them hustle days, man. Before monetization, man, we make a 2-hour stream on Skype. We got Pope on here too. What's good, Pope?
Hey, what's good? What's good, fam? What's going on, y'all? So Hope.
What up? What up?
But yeah, we're gonna start with hoop jargon, then we go with the Pope, man. So what do you guys say about this topic, my brother?
Oh shit! Like, oh, that's me. No, I mean, I think this is a very nuanced one, man. I think different fans gonna feel different ways, and they got the right to. Like, I mean, this is the how my guy between the game sports put it. This is like when you go through the stages of grief. Like, you gotta let people go through the motions, and so I'm not mad at all for people feeling how they feel because it's something that you stood by very ardently. Coach Prime came in and had you feeling really good about a revamped program, which Jackson State was. We talked about that all our earlier videos that Jackson had, a good string of bad years. So Prime comes in and now, like, you're the talk of the town. Like, you get featured on Undisputed. So now that he left, you just can't expect people just to robotically go back to normal. Like, it's going to be, you're going to lament about some of the things he said and the stuff he did. And as far as I'm concerned, people had it right. So this is kind of what we're seeing right now. We probably won't see this go on another 2 weeks or so because you can see like content credits from everywhere covering it right now. So it's a hot topic, and it's kind of like you keep pushing that button. I'm sorry, you keep putting your hand on that wound, and the Band-Aid keep coming off. So I mean, it is what it is, and so it's just as an HBCU fan and a Prairie View fan, he was just good for the conference. He just was. Content creation, obviously, through his 2-year period, it's been awesome to do because it's something I like to talk about. I love to talk about the SWAC. It's something I know very well. And so, it's just unfortunate some of the stuff that came out of his mouth because, like you said, when you bring God into it, it's just a different buy-in that people gonna have, man. And you can't use, well, God told me to leave. Like, you can do what you want to do, but it's just a little tough when you start doing stuff like that. So, I mean, I'm just living in the moment, man. I try to share my perspective on it and just let people do the same and just try to be as logical as I can talking about it.
Yeah, man. I want to great points. Who I want to say thank you to Free Go for the $4.99 super chat, man. And you said keep up the great work as well. I love, man. Shout out to you. Shout out to HBCU fans, Jackson State fans who've been holding it down. And you're right, Hoop. You did a good thing. What you did right there, Hoop. You broke it down to perspective. You understand why fans should be disappointed, but they have moved on. They're trying to move on, but the media is egging the flames because this is what they're going to do, and this is my prediction. When Jackson State hires their new coach, Jackson State fans are going to move on mentally and emotionally. And Prime fans and Colorado fans are going to keep egging it on and asking them about their previous coach when they have already moved on. Pretty much what he called agitating. Expect that to happen. But it's just a process of when you lose a coach, these things happen. Now, my advice for the next coach, and I don't think they will do the same mistake, when you do your press conference, when you get your intro press conference, don't be bringing up the Most High. Stick to the script. Stick to the now. They won't. I'll tell you, if you stick to the script, you would not be. You will have people. You'll have some people like, man, they left, but you won't have this type of reaction.
Yeah, and let me say this before the Pope go. Also, it's just like, and I always try to preach this, when I speak, it's just like, you got to watch when you put so much trust in a human being, man, because we're all flawed individuals. And because the reality is, I look at Coach Prime and I see his health kind of deteriorating, getting the toes amputated, and he kind of, he walks with that gimp. Things change for people. So it's almost like do as I say, not as I do. We've all encountered a lot of, people who've done that. And it's just hard, I find it hard to tell a grown man what to do with his life. So that's off rip. But when you deify somebody like that, man, he gonna let you down. So it will behoove you just not to go so hard in, believing everything somebody say, because when they turn left on you, that's their right. And if you get so caught up on that one path, you're going to be looking around like, what the hell? So it's just, here's the old adage. It's like, man, don't meet your heroes. Because if you do, man, you're going to find, man, infallibly, man is going to be man. They're flawed. They're going to do something you're not going to like. So just don't get lost in the sauce too hard.
Excellent put. Poe, what you got to say on this topic, my brother?
Oh man, okay, my bad. I was on the mute, but
Oh, you
yeah,
good?
that was good, excellent points, man. Definitely good, excellent points. I hear a lot of good points and things of that nature. The thing is especially for me, and I know a lot of us wish we could be in Prime's position. And to have that mystique, to have those resources, to be able to really bring back that black excellence. And it's not about the money for real. It ain't about the hype. It's really about restoring our black excellence, bringing it back to us. And now being that person that can change, that now y'all got to come through us. We're going to make this the way it's really should have been. When you're talking about Hall of Famers, the first quarterback to win the Super Bowl, black quarterback, come from an HBCU. You're talking about one of the illest running backs of all time, what they call the Walter Payton Award. When you model citizen, like when you top of the line model citizen in the league type of guy, you win the Walter Payton Award. Where you come from? But yet it ain't been spotlighted, and people say move on. Move on from what? Move on to what? Because what was it until what? Till Prime came back to made it okay, relevant, made it spotlighted, made it Prime. Again, made it shine. Again, it never was able to shine back then, and he was able to make it shine. One man. People say, well, one man can't do it. No, he was doing it. And it wasn't just one man. It was all of us connecting and collaborating with it, riding the wave with it. Like that, that's it. We behind you. We backing you. People who didn't go to no HBCUs. Even these kids like Travis Hunter, them dudes don't know nothing about no HBCUs, bro. These kids today, he recruiting. And so everything he was preaching, they was listening to. Why are they listening to it? Because he's a Hall of Fame GOAT of football, bro. So yeah, they listen. He got sons that's their age group. So they really connected. Oh, dang, that's your pops too? Oh, your pops cool. Yeah, my pops cool. And he's speaking this godliness. He's speaking this blackness. He's speaking this speech. And we see what's going on, even though this not the back in the slave days, back when we was being slaved and all of that type of jazz. But we still see that the racism is huge in society today. The playing field is uneven still to this day. And so when come out your mouth and you say I'm even in the playing field and I'm here to do this because I know I'm coming with these resources. I know I'm coming with enough money where I can help build a facility. I can donate this money because I know business and that's a tax write-off and I get that right back. So, come February, it's coming around the corner. So I get that back. All right, so that's not an issue. That's what rich people do. It's what people do. Broke people don't understand it. But I mean, it is what it is. What you gave into it, okay, cool, you brought that, but then you taking it away. So, but see, when I don't like all the double, triple talking. See, at first it's God, then it's I need to get my assistant coaches paid, but you leaving your assistant coaches behind. You taking a couple of them, one of them white who NFL, he been head coach in the NFL.
Hey, Pope, I ain't trying to cut you off, man. Nobody has mentioned that, but
he taking a white coach with him.
He ain't taking all the coaches.
No,
that's why. Hey, bro.
Hold on. Let me just hold on.
Yeah, I'll let you go. Now I go.
Hold on. Let me explain because I know I've been talking for a minute. My bad. But
good.
Let me let explain. It's crazy because I just heard him on his live and answering questions, and he started. Because you're in trouble when you start crying for mama. He started talking about his mama. See, people ain't thinking about me. What about me? Oh, it's not as about you, Prime. If what happened to I'm good. Prime is Prime. I've been Prime. Now you on your live talking about what about me? And what about my family and my sons and my mama? Oh, you want to bring your mama into this now? I thought just yesterday you said Prime is good. Go ahead, man.
Well, let me say this. He's always been a me guy. That's why it doesn't make me feel no type of way. Prime has always been a me first guy. Always. Like he refers to himself in the third person a lot. So I mean, like that tell you everything you know right there. So it's like me getting upset that I buy a pit bull and one day the pit bull start going ham. It's like I bought a pit bull. I know pit bulls sometimes they go off. So to me, just kind of overstand the situation, which I always try to do. I don't always do it accurately, but I always, I try to understand things rather than get, emotionally impacted by it. Because if you understand it, then when something happens, it's like, okay, I can. And that's how I view Coach Prime doing his little thing. Because yeah, he gonna act like, I would say he's probably borderline like, and I don't want to take this too far, but like a sociopath where you don't really care about nothing but yourself, but you try to mask other human emotion, to try to relate to people. Like maybe that's the case. I don't want to go too far on that, but maybe that's what he is. So it doesn't surprise me at all like that he flipped it like that.
And let me say this because I got some errands to do. Pope, man, you did your thing, man, on that in hoop jargon, bringing the common sense to the conversation, balances everything out. So I'm gonna end by this. The Celebration Bowl is the only focus for HBCUs right now. Jackson State hiring their new coach is the main focus. It's a lot to be excited for. I'm telling you, this train stops for nobody. I don't care what others are talking about. Old media out there putting out he left because of getting coaches paid. Like Pope said, that didn't happen. He took how many coaches he took, Pope?
Oh, he took 2 coaches with him. One of them is a white ex-head NFL coach.
Mike Zimmer.
Mike Zimmer, who's an NFL, got money already. See, that's what I mean. All the lies, bro. And this is what people is confusing. It's like y'all can see, you can hear him double, triple talking. First, it's about God brought me here. I'm here with my black people. We're going to restore this, even the playing field. Kids, now it's to the kids. Kids, top talent. We don't need them Power Fives. Y'all come over here with me. Let's get this cracking. We can do it from right here. Okay, so I got Pepsi popping with us. I got Walmart cracking with us. I got, man, listen, man, we don't need that. We got ESPN over here. Tell me about it. We got our own merch going on. We got our medias popping. What's going on? Oh, wait a minute. Colorado 1-11. They going on $5 million a year, but they can't pay me right now. It's an IOU. Oh yeah, all that. So everything went out the door. All that I just named went out the door for 1-11 Colorado, who can't even pay him right now. And now you go into Prime is good. So now first is, oh, kids, I know God. I know when God speaks to me, kids. So I gotta go, y'all. I'm getting elevated. So all this that we accomplished. We just went 11-0, won the SWAC 2 times back to back, and you didn't even do the press conference. But look how he exited. For anybody to keep acting like this is smooth, it's not. Look how you exited. You don't even do the press conference of the SWAC championship, and you went undefeated for the first time in history. You let those white folks shadow that with Colorado. Come on, Prime. I said wowzers.
Hey, Pope, he's taking a little bit more coach than that, but I get what you're pointing. He's not taking, like, I'm trying to get my coaches paid, but he's taking the elite coaches that he has brought before. I knew something was weird when you bring Mike Zimmer and then the strength and conditioning coach. I know he's going. Mo Sims, he's definitely going. Coach Mathis, he's going. The cornerbacks coach, and you see how good those DBs are. Coach Hart, the linebackers coach, and then you leave in what about the other coaches? They're staying.
And this is how you elevate. You want to elevate coaches. So the other thing now, see, I didn't even get on that. He talking about 4 coaches just got fired in the PWI schools, and I'm the only one they replaced. So I'm trying to shine light on that now. Now, whoa, bro, what? You just what? So now it's about you getting black coaches into the FBS schools instead of these black top talent kids into the HBCUs. So now that's what it's about. First
Well,
was about getting the black top talent to the HBCUs. Now it's about getting black coaches to the FBS. Like, bro, you don't make no sense. None at all.
Let me do these. Can y'all hear me? I'm kind of delayed.
Yes, sir. You good?
My bad.
Oh, no. You good, Paul. I was kind of delayed. Shout out to A Payne for giving back to the channel. He says, thank you. The prime Sunday is overkill. CNN did the most, shaking my head, but who are we to say what God told him? What about the good he has did? And I've talked about the good he has did in the beginning of the video. We can't take away what good he has done, but we will tell the truth about the true intentions. He always wanted to go to the FBS, and that's fine, but just we want realism. That's all we ask for as people. We don't need nobody sugarcoating. But Deion Sanders, this is probably like who Jargon said, what he is, a marketer. He markets himself. Shout out to Mr. Bean for the $20 super chat. He said, appreciate it. Let me read some more of these comments. 2 black coaches before him. Yeah, Colorado has had coaches before. Mel Tucker, then the last coach that was black as well. Brothers, any last words before we go, man? This is an excellent stream, man. I appreciate you two so much.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate you, DJ.
Yeah, just in closing, I appreciate the opportunity as always, bro. The reason why I guess I say what I say is because I've been in these coaching situations, and I know how they think. And in particular, SWAC coaches. When they go and take a job, they bring back only a handful of guys because they think that the job is going to be different. And I'll give you an example. Coach Henry Frazier, when he won the SWAC at Prairie View, he went to North Carolina Central, and he only took a handful of guys. He took most of the guys from that D.C., Maryland area who he trusted the most. One of which he didn't take was your boy Anton Sewell. He didn't take Sewell with him. So Sewell stayed with Coach Heisch, Northern, I believe, for a year. Then he went over to Bowie. Mm-hmm. So one of the guys he took was my guy, Roy Jones. I ain't seen Roy in so long. And he took, he left Heisch there, who came from Southern. He left him there, if I'm remembering properly. And again, he only took like 2 or 3 guys. So, it's just what coaches do. It's what they do. So he feel like, okay, I got to bring, it was cool for what it was. And last year he got rid of some guys, some O-line coaches and D-line coaches from what he was saying. So, I mean, it's just kind of coach turnover. It's baked in the cake, as it were. So, again, I just try to understand, because when I understand when dudes do stuff, like, okay, I see why he did that. I see why he did it. So that's all I was trying to inject into the conversation.
I'm gonna end off with this. Like, if you want to get more coaches, black coaches, into FBSs, he could have done that also, right from JSU. Already, his squad is dominating. He already been hyping his coaches. So if they need a pay grade, can they take the resume that they doing at JSU and go get a job at the FBS? Shouldn't he been able to send one of his assistant coaches to go get a head coaching job at Colorado? One of them should have been able to take the 1-11 job and that $5 million. He don't need it, right? He prime. That's how you elevate. You keep that a pipeline for coaches to come through your staff and get hired, make history. You done made history, prime. You've been prime. So how about your coaching staff? You elevate them.
Hey, Poe. Hey, get back on. Hey, who drug? You still there?
Yeah, I'm here, bro.
Hey, where Pope at?
I don't know. He kind of faded out a little bit.
I'm gonna wait till you get back on because he was cooking. I like to leave people finish. JSU Tiger says, "Dang, DJ, why do you have to run errands? This is so good, man." How about this? How about this? Postpone the errands. Oh, okay. I don't usually do this. There's a cash app right there. If y'all want me to stay, support the channel. Everything goes back to the channel. Everything goes back to doing more videos like this. I want to grow this channel so much so I could do streams every day and be one with the people. We could talk about everything else. Pope said his iPad died. 1 second. Yeah, we're gonna let you get back in, brother. I'm gonna let Hoop Jargon cook because this is an excellent discussion, different takes. And for those commenting on A-Pain the Savage, A-Pain the Savage, he has a different opinion, but that's my brother right there. See, that's one thing we got to learn. Just because we got different opinions doesn't mean we can't act in one accord. Hey, Hoop, you still there?
Yeah, yeah, somebody called me and it knocked me off.
It always happens. When the conversation gets good, somebody calling the phone,
For real though.
every damn time.
That's crazy. That's crazy. But now, well, here's the deal.
Wait.
Hey, go ahead.
My dog CH says we cool like that. We joke around. He said, "Man, go run errands. Don't let them punk you." No, this is this conversation is so good that I want to stick around. it's been great, man. But continue, Hoop.
Yeah. The thing is, like, you know, and with the coaching tree, I understand that. And you're gonna bring guys in, and what happens is if you are a part of that prime situation, maybe those guys go and get other jobs, you know, because their profile elevated, being a part of a staff with 2 undefeated SWAC seasons. That could happen. So, you know, I'd like to look at the tea leaves a little more before I have a hard line stance on that. Just me. I play those things kind of slow. But again, I understand the passion the Pope got, because again, that's what most people going through right now. I get it, because he sold like let me put it this way: all coaches sell themselves, they oversell themselves. My coach at Prairie View was Daryl Hawkins, and if you saw the player meetings we had, the way he sold himself to us, this dude, man, I'm not gonna slander him on the stream, but it was some very entertaining / interesting conversations we used to have, and I know because he's a really good talker, and the reason why I'm bringing that up is because we were horrible that year, and he ended up being let go by Charles McClellan, who is currently the commissioner of SWAC, and I just know and Charles kind of told us some of the stuff he said in off the record conversations to get the job, and I believe it, because he's just a guy who talks himself up to the nth degree. So my point is, all coaches do that. Prime is just better than most coaches doing it. And he makes you really believe what he's saying, because he's just that great of a speaker. So all these coaches are doing this, man. All of them do that. Just they're not as good as him at it. And so I'm not as disappointed. Well, I am disappointed because I wish he stayed at Jackson State, man. It's just good for everybody for him to be in the SWAC. But I just know that some people just happen to be very, very good at being orators, and they can, swell you in with their words. And Prime is just that guy. He got, I BS you not, those Colorado people are just as bought in. They don't care he left. They're just as bought in right now. And like you said earlier in the stream, he's going to lead them too. It's going to happen, especially if they win. So, it's just kind of like, again, it's baked in the cake of what you do. And I make the analogy all the time. When you go into a job interview, you never say like, yeah, I'm going to be a decent worker. I might stay 2 or 3 years. Right now, it's the right place for me. But, that may change. Nobody's going to hire you. And that's what coaches do as well. Like they have lofty goals, which hardly they even accomplish. And then it's just part of the culture of becoming a head coach, especially an unproven one. Let's not forget, Coach Prime had only high school coaching experience, and you don't typically get D1 jobs right off rip. I don't care who you are. So those things got to be considered.
Man, perfectly said, man. Perfectly said. And I'm so excited, man. The possibilities. I'm thinking about the roster. I brought up Malachi Wyman. There's a good chance that he can stay because I don't think he was one in accord with the current coaches. I'm sure he appreciates them, but I think this fresh start can be good for him. And if you could just find a quarterback. Now, here's the exciting part. Y'all want to hear the fun part about this new journey? The next quarterback. Since Jackson State is still popular, despite what people are saying right now, Jackson State could get a transfer quarterback that has played in the FBS that know how to win, so to say.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
you keep the train rolling. Maybe it's a quarterback that could run a little bit and pass a lot too. Maybe it's a quarterback that's a big, strong quarterback that's a gunslinger. The possibilities are endless. What do you got to say to that?
Yeah, well, I mean, if Jackson State is ever, I mean, again, this is a SWAC blue blood program we're talking about here. So Jackson gonna forever be in that conversation with Southern, Grambling, and I guess you could throw FAMU in there now. But those are the 4 premier SWAC schools. It is what it is. Me as a Prairie View guy, I hate to say that coming out of my mouth, but it is what it is. But yeah, man, like if it's ever a time where people have a consciousness of your program and want to come continue the legacy, because Jackson State is a brand outside of Prime. It is. That D I love that's been around before Prime, way before Prime. I mean, I know I'm talking, to the choir here with people listening, but they can build off that. They can build off that. And I don't know what's going on with Shiloh. Do you know if he's staying or is he going?
Yeah, Shiloh did board the plane. I think they did a family commercial.
Okay.
But it's true he doesn't follow most of his family members. I'm not trying to be messed at all. I'm just saying, calling what it is. But it's 50-50. Okay. For those who said that Shiloh can't transfer, you have an exemption transfer rule for when your coach leaves. You can leave. It doesn't matter if you transfer multiple times. You can be released if your coach leaves. That's a new transfer rule now.
You say you can do what? Say it again.
You can leave. It doesn't matter if you transferred multiple times. You can leave.
Facts.
Anytime a coach leaves now, that's a new transfer rule. Thank you, Rock Wayne, for the $5 super chat to help grow the channel out. Also, if you want to be a channel member, I'm going to do some special things. I'm going to do some edits. Just watch. I'm taking this to another level. So get on the train now. Become a RawTruth member. Let's grow these channels out. And if you're a member, everything I do on this channel will be dedicated to you guys. The support is a blessing, and that's the best way to. We always talk about supporting each other. That's how you do it right there. Become a member of RawTruth Media, so I can continuously give you the raw content that you all deservedly need. So,
man, hold up.
what did Diablo say? That sounds good.
That boy good.
I made a commercial. I ain't even tried to.
You really did though.
I ain't even trying to make a commercial, but I was just speaking from the heart, man.
You know, it comes with repetition doing these streams, man. I went back and listened to again, like some of my old videos, man. Oh my God, I didn't know what the hell I was doing, bro. So, you keep doing these, man. You find your stride, man. That was excellent, bro.
Yeah, man. It's the possibilities are endless. But again, man, just let these head coaches. Let me go back. Let Jackson State enjoy this new head coach, so they can just go on to the future of their team. They're worried about their own school. They're not worried about Colorado. They're not worried about all that shit.
I say some of them are, but Jackson State cares about their program, man. I say that with full confidence, having again played and coached against Jackson State. You definitely know that they care about their people. They care about that J more than anything else. So again, with time, it's a stage of grief. Man, I'm not gonna lie. Who I was hoping who had come over is your boy Willie Taggart, man. So
yeah,
hook him up.
Yeah, that would be good.
Oh man, that'd have been perfect because that'd have been like Mike Davis, who left. He got fired from Indiana and he went to Texas Southern and started that program, which Coach Johnny Jones has inherited. And TSU still at the top of the SWAC. So I would have loved Coach Taggart to come, but it wasn't in the cards because Prime ain't no fool. He brought him over. But
hey Pope, I'm trying to send the internet. It said having trouble with connect. Oh, you got back on. Hey Pope.
Yeah.
We're gonna give you the last word before we roll out.
All right, no doubt, man. I was just before I cut out, I said basically mostly what I wanted to say, but no doubt it's like if people pay attention, what Deion's building, just like you look at what Bill Belichick did for the Patriots, basically all the assistant coaches, you get assistant coaching jobs at Patriot. Look how many head coaches came up out of there. Now, whether they be successful or not, look how many head coaching jobs people get from coming up out of there. I believe Deion could have did that same thing at Jackson State. He had all them top tier type of assistant coaches. They could have built their resume up right there and got them FBS jobs. And you could have put more black coaches into FBS situations of power, PWIs, whatever. That's what you wanted to do. But still maintain the black excellence and everything that's going on in the whole SWAC. Not just Jackson State, but the entire SWAC. Like, you got Eddie George recruiting swell. You got Hugh Jackson recruiting swell. And if another coach come in instead of having to play, I know it's too late now, but if you would have stayed at Jackson State, you would have to replace. It wouldn't be no replacement head coach. You could be replacing the head coach somewhere that's needed in the SWAC. But that's on him. That's what he wanted to do. I'm gonna be cooking up here in a little bit, man. Once my iPad charge all the way up. Appreciate you for having me on, DJ. RawTruth Media is always the place to be when you want that raw and uncut. So
no doubt, man.
Appreciate
Support the Pope B. Frank's channel, man. Subscribe to his channel. Thank you, my brother, man. Peace to you.
Peace to you, brother.
All right.
Yes, sir.
And
last little comment saying Ashley Robinson hired Eric Dooley and Simmons at FAM. Yes, Ashley, man, you got the right AD. He young, he got young ideas. You got the right dude, and I'll leave it at that.
No doubt, man. No doubt, man. This is about to be a fun year, man. We got National Signing Day coming up. The transfer portal is wild, like nobody's business. Y'all stay tuned. Also, be on the lookout on a collab with me and Hoop Jargon, man. Whether it's on his channel or my channel, you don't want to miss that, because when we're on this stream, it's like, for my Dragon Ball Z fans, it's like Goku and Vegeta. It's like Omar and Brother Mazan. It's from the wild. It's like
I don't want to be Omar though.
No, I don't want to be. I want to be Brother Mazan. Hey, the manly version of Omar. Yeah, let's say it like that. The manly not the other version of Omar. He said, "Oh heck no, not that Omar.
That don't mean
the one in the street Omar. Not the one, but not the one behind scenes Omar. Heck no."
That's funny.
Yeah, but this has been a fun stream. So now everything's been said. I hope all the Colorado fans, respectfully, or Deion fans, I say this humbly, stop saying the same shit. It's getting played off. Man, it's Captain Saver Prime. Come on, he's a grown man. He don't need your saving. He's a Hall of Famer. He's the GOAT. Y'all out here like the Mighty Morphin motherfucking Power Rangers. He
done pissed him off, y'all.
He did this for Jackson State. He did that for Jackson State. You got to be grateful. You got to be shut the hell up and let Jackson State be Jackson State and let them do their own thing.
My thing,
super hero ass Negroes.
It's okay to like both situations.
Yeah.
Like I'm with you. Like, Prime a grown man. I don't have to, defend his honor. Like, and it kind of reminds me of what people was doing for Kevin Samuels. I was a big fan, but I like talking about protect him at all times. I'm like, no. No, he say some bullshit sometimes. I'm like, okay, no, that don't make sense, Kev. And unfortunately, he no longer with us. But I remember in moment, I'm like, no, that don't make sense. No. So, I mean, it's okay. It's okay to be unbiased, man. It's okay. You smoke crack, don't you? That is funny.
Oh man!
Shout out to Mr. Clark. Smoke crack, don't you, boy? Morgan Freeman, man. What a guy.
This Roy Mays, you must be a Colorado fan. Hey, man, there's a lot of channels for that. That's non-black central. You could go there and talk about raisins in the potato salad or whatever they talk about over there. You could go on those channels. But here, this is only for the real, man.
I think I've seen. I think I forgot what he was talking about. And I think I've seen that name before. I mean, it's YouTube, man. You know what time it is. Some people just agitate, irritants rather. It is what it is. But
Roy Mays want to be like, I want to be saved.
I was just today, but yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to hold you, but I think though ultimately we need everybody to play a part in this. The irritants play a part. The fans, supporters, the butthurt, the going scorched earth. It all adds a conversation, which to me is the big win. The big win is people care enough to talk about HBCU sports, football in particular. This is what I want because every other league, every other association or whatever, they got an ardent fan base, they got an ardent hater base. That draws interest to it. Because at first, nobody gave a damn. Everybody just pawned SWAC football off as just horrible. Now people care enough to talk on these streams and have their opinions. And that's what you want. That garners interest. So when the game comes, those who want to hate, they're going to tune in. Just say, oh, yeah, I was right. They trash. People who love it going to come in and verify, yeah, man, it's a lot of talented brothers out there. I want to watch talented brothers play. And, people who look like me. So, I mean, it's all in that positive to me.
Yeah, man, and that's real what you said, man. And let me add on to this. A-Pen7 says, DJ, real talk, I appreciate when platforms allow people with different views to speak and challenge each other respectfully, like people getting their feelings. Hey, everybody's welcome. You see, no one's blocked. Even Roy Mays, even when he's capping the way he is, he's not blocked. As long as you're being respectful and not cussing nobody out, especially that. Why would you cuss out somebody's platform? You're asking to be blocked. But yeah, all opinions are welcome. And I know we got some Colorado new fans in here. That's good. Hey, man. Hey, more power to you. But when you keep telling people to move on, how about you just mind your own business? You got your coach now. You got a new coach. You got prime time. You got the prime of personality. He took a jet and then leave. Yeah, it's the prime of personality. The prime of personality. He talked about God and then backed off those comments. He went to Denver, Colorado. He did his thing. The fans are defending his words like he's the cult leader. Oh, yeah.
Correct.
You sold a dream and then you left quick stream. Oh, the prime of personality. The prime of personality.
Vladimir Putin. Prime of personality. That's funny.
You didn't stay to your word. You left for the suburbs.
That's funny. That is funny. Hey, clip that. Clip that.
Oh, man. Hey, the proper person.
Holy cow. That was good.
What's the best ending of a stream?
Clip that one, man. Put that on us. Show it, bro.
You need to clip that shit, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, it's funny. I made that song on the top of my head, man. That's why people talk about, man, you need to go there. Sing it, acting. I have the ability, but I got to do it my way. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't mind acting. I don't mind going to Hollywood and all this stuff, but I got to do it my way and remain myself. All money ain't good money, but it's the
Yeah,
money
especially in that world.
change you.
Out here in LA, so yeah, it's a lot of weirdos in that sector of the world.
Yeah, like y'all can go over there. Let me do my job and let me read the script and let me get this dough. That's what I'm on.
That's real talk.
Yeah. So, I'm still laughing about that shit.
That was good. I'll tell you, man, clip that, man.
I made an old soul, the primal personality. The primal personality.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to borrow that one. I might have to borrow that one.
Yeah, y'all need to clip that. Y'all need to put every single one of you on the street need to clip that, put it on social media. I need to do it too.
Hey, listen.
Boy, they like fighting for Zordon from Mighty Morning motherfucking Power Rangers. They out here in force. But he did this for you. This is what he did. Why are you complaining? It's the same shit. It's annoying. It makes me not even want to go to Twitter all the time. I'm gonna expect the same crap.
You know, I am a big fan of Coach Prime. I always have been. And I can appreciate people point out, you know, being objective. Like, you know what I mean? If y'all ain't figured out now, I'm pretty objective. At least I try to be. I try to be objective, man. And so I'm not going to be sitting here on the Cape for the stuff that you know, some of his missteps. He made missteps. I mean, like all humans do. So, I mean, people they got the right to point that out. Now, I also say, too, there's some people getting real goofy on the slander part, too, because they're being for real. Jackson State was a blue blood. It's in the toilet. If we're being real, he turned that into a thing. Like everybody talking about Jackson State, man, trying to, well, you know, I'm not the arbiter to say why their intentions were, so I'm not going to do that.
Oh, wait. Hey, bro, not to cut you off, bro.
Yeah, got it.
Breaking news, Coach Dancy left for the Colorado job. Who's going to be your Valley new coach? Man. Dang. My advice for Valley, swing for the fences. If there was a coach that needed a celebrity coach, I know y'all prideful in Ida Bina, but what you said?
You ever been in a Bina?
No.
Bro, I'm going to tell you how bad it is for them. Now, this was like 10 years ago. We was playing basketball against Valley. And we were in the hotel room, which is in Greenville, which is like maybe like 10 minutes from campus, if even that. Now they had some Valley had football recruits at the same hotel as us. I BSU not. A good handful of them was like, man, can y'all holler at the Prairie View coach for us? Like, it's like, man, we don't like it out here. So I was just like, damn, it's like that. They saying this on their official visits. So it's just like, man, it'll be this rough, man. It's rough, dog. It's rough. He says she's from Greenwood. Yeah, man, it ain't a lot going on out there. One Walmart. I seen the Peak Cadillacs out there. That little Hbcu'S is probably the best thing popping over there in that area. I'm just saying. Now, maybe it's better now. But what I seen, that's a little rough, man.
And Emerson said, I'm still a Shadir's fan. I hope Shadir does his thing in Colorado, man. And I have respect for Shadir, and he's a good brother. He doesn't get in trouble. He's coachable. He's a good kid.
Absolutely.
And I don't fault any kid that wants to roll with their pops, man. That's what they're supposed to do. One thing on RawTruth, especially Hoop Jargon's channel, we preach family and fatherhood.
Absolutely.
And we don't want kids to be dissing their pops and all that stuff. Nah, man. I'm happy for Shadir's future success, and he will always be a fan of me. And also, Roy Mays, I knew you was gonna have that comment talking about some damn.
His coach Dancy. I mean, he's an irritant, bro. I mean, that's what he gonna do. I mean,
Yeah. Let me read this. This last thing he said. Coach Dancy a sellout? No. Coach Prime's not a sellout either, even though I disagree on how he left.
Yeah.
But Coach Dancy is not out here promising things and using God. He didn't say, I'm going to resurrect HBCUs to glory days. Dancy never said that. So why would anybody be mad at Coach Dancy if you go to FBS? Coach Dancy, all he did was coach. and kept it at coaching and did a great job despite a difficult situation. So you're not going to see anyone get mad at Coach Dancy, who is a good brother, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's just, I mean, it is what it is, man.
Yeah, he lost all his games. You get to leave and get a bag, and you lost all the games. You better take that.
Sign me up.
Yeah, God damn.
Sign me up. Sign me up.
Hey, Tamota's like, hell no. Roy, I understand what Roy Mays is, man. He just
irritating.
He's part of the prime personality.
That's funny. So Dancy's going to Colorado?
Yep, defensive analyst. Hey, that's an upgrade. You lose all your games and you get paid. He getting paid more as a defensive analyst than the head coach and dealing with all that stress. Boy, that's like hitting the lottery for coaches.
That's like falling up the stairs.
Yeah.
You falling up. Hey, that'd have been a quick conversation with my family. Yeah, so they want to hire me in Colorado. Get my ass kicked over here in Valley. Yeah, we moving to Boulder, Colorado. All right, good talk.
Quick call. Yeah, they ain't about to fire me before. Shoot, that's a security thing. You never know. You never know if the school's gonna fire Dancy or not for losing all those games.
I tell you, hey,
that's good security,
bro. I see a lot of people want Hugh Jackson gone, man. Hey, the game is cold, man. The game is cold.
She Loves. He says they was trying to take Willie Simmons too, but Coach Simmons wasn't going for that. Coach Simmons, he seems like someone. If he takes a head coaching job, it better be like his, in his own.
Yeah,
you got that ruling class mentality. I like that. See, it's something a lot of black folks got to have. We got to control our own and be the best of our own. We got to develop the ruling class mentality so we can appreciate what we create. When you don't appreciate what you create, then you leave and take minor game and no long-term game. Coach Simmons think about the long term, and now that Coach Prime is not in the SWAC, his chances increase. Now, I'm not going to say JSU won't win or anything, but this is his chance. This is his chance. And he'll be down to leave right now when he could get a better opportunity to be a head coach somewhere else in the future. He's being smart. And plus, like Amber said, Simmons is SWAC loyalty, HBCU loyalty. It's nothing against Prime. It's just he's too ingrained with HBCUs to leave this early. Coach Simmons is really a good man.
So good coaches know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
He FBS kind of guy. He may like where he's at. He want to be a lifer at that level. It's nothing wrong with that because a lot of coaches don't pull what Prime did and go from FCS to FBS, and he may be okay with that. And that's cool. I'm sure he's compensated well. I'm sure he's treated well. Some dudes just like to have their own stuff, like you just alluded to. So we can't project Coach Prime's trajectory in life to his.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Simmons is a whole different guy.
No doubt, man. I hate when I have to leave a stream, but I gotta handle business, man. I appreciate everybody. Any last thing before we roll, bro?
Well, it's like my last, my fifth last one, but
because the conversation keep being good. Short comment.
All right, now just again, man, thanks for the opportunity. If y'all want to, some perspective from a former player, coach in the SWAC at the big Prairie View A&M University who squandered. We lost to Valley for crying out loud, and I'm still upset. So we talk about grief. I'm still upset. We ain't go to the SWAC championship game, but if you like the perspective, you can roll over to my side of the world at Hoop Jargon on every social media platform as well as YouTube. So it's all good. I like to talk about this. I like to get different perspectives because, again, I want people talking about the SWAC. That's all I care about. I want people talking about the SWAC. It's good for it, in a way. It makes me feel good from having been a participant of it, and now that people care so much about it, that makes me happy to see that. So, anytime I see a stream, as long as people ain't going crazy, it's 10 people up there talking. I've learned my lesson on that. I'm not I'm not a big fan of that style, but you know, man, I'm always wanting to inject some of my flavor into the conversation. Also, when I make my own videos, I don't have too many people come up. It's just, you know, I want to keep it nice, tight, and to the point. And so, thank y'all for listening, and I appreciate y'all, and looking forward to the next time I get to speak.
No doubt, and I'm out.